You've just walked out of the doctor's office with more questions than answers. You've been told that all these horrible, weird, scary changes going on in your body are just part of the aging process. But that answer rings hollow. There's more to it than that. And you feel despondent, dismissed, and totally frustrated. If you've gone through this, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Ann. You all ready to chat? Today we're going through 7 facts about perimenopause that your doctor probably didn't tell you about, or if he did, he just skipped over them like they weren't a big deal. These are 7 facts that directly impact your health, your safety, and your sanity. Let's start with one that usually trips people up first. Fact number 1, there is no standard perimenopause. You'll probably be handed a checklist, a pamphlet that says, look for irregular periods, hot flashes, mood swings, yada, yada, yada. But is that what it is? Is that what it's all about? No. Every woman has different symptoms. There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to perimenopause. You probably have a friend or know somebody who just skimmed right through it. They had a couple irregular periods, 1 or 2 hot flashes, and then they were off to the races. No more periods. Meanwhile, you're having anxiety. God knows what's going on with your digestive system. And periods all over the place. Everyone is different. And because everyone is different, doctors tend to just blow you off if your symptoms don't sound the same as the typical symptoms. So here's what you do. You keep a journal of every mood swing, of every skipped period, of every hot flash, of every irregularity with your digestive system. You keep a list of it. That is your superpower, that journal. Then you can take that journal to the doctor and demand some answers to your symptoms. Fact number 2, a blood test cannot reliably diagnose you. This is a really frustrating thing for many women. They know something's going on, so they go into their doctor for a blood test to check their hormones and see what indicates perimenopause, menopause. So you get your blood test and everything comes back normal. How frustrating is that? You're going through this upheaval in your system and you're being told, oh, you're normal. Here's the deal. A simple blood test for testing hormones like follicle stimulating hormone is useless for diagnosing perimenopause. Perimenopause is what's known as a clinical diagnosis, not a blood test. And it's based on patterns. It's based on your menstrual history and your symptoms. It's not based on a one-shot blood test. So if you're in that age bracket or a little older and your periods become irregular, night sweats, anxiety, whatever that's not normally you, you're probably going through perimenopause. Waiting for a blood that will not prove it to you is going to create years of frustration. So have a long conversation with your doctor and take your journal with you so you can show him or her that you have these symptoms and that you need help dealing with them. Fact number 3, brain fog and moods are physical. They're not a personal failing. I've brought this up before, but have you ever walked into the kitchen and not remember why? Or reached for a word in a conversation, especially if it's at a critical moment, and you're gasping for the word, you can't find it? These are all signs of brain fog, which is perfect symptom of perimenopause. It's what's physically going on with you. Your estrogen levels are going all over the place. And estrogen isn't for just making babies. It's what keeps you cognitively sharp. It's what regulates your mood chemicals like serotonin or dopamine. So when your estrogen takes you on this roller coaster ride, and I'm not talking about the kiddie roller coaster, I'm talking about the rickety, straight up, straight down roller coaster, you're not going crazy. It's just your brain trying to rewire itself and get used to this new hormonal way of living. Just knowing these symptoms are physical can be validating, and giving your brain what it needs to get through this is very important. One of them is, I hate to say it, because you're already having hot flashes, so going to the gym or taking a walk isn't going to throw you if you get overheated. But exercise is a great way to help your brain. It boosts blood to the brain. Stress management, meditate, take yoga, sit down and read a book, something that will get you out of your normal behavior so that you can decompress. And something that really helped me with brain fog and the anxiety, and that's treating sleep like it's sacred. Make yourself go to bed every day at the same time and get up at the same time. You need your 8 hours of sleep. So make it non-negotiable. You will get your sleep. Even if you're waking up with hot sweats and have to change your jammies midway through the night, you'll at least be in bed relaxing. Before we get to our next point, which actually has implications for your future health, so it's important to hang in there with me, I really would like it if you could subscribe. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Fact 4, the threat to your bones and heart starts with perimenopause. Your doctor will talk about your osteoporosis and your heart health after you've gone through menopause. But that's too late. You're going to lose bone density during perimenopause. And for some reason, doctors don't go into that. I mean, the silent damage to your heart and to your bones starts way before your last period. Here's the science. Estrogen keeps your bones strong and dense. As your estrogen starts to decline during perimenopause, that superpower weakens. In fact, some of the most rapid bone loss happens a year going into perimenopause, during perimenopause, and after when you're in menopause. Researchers have found that women lose roughly 20% of their bone density during this window. I can attest to this. I had 2 stress fractures in my tibia during this period. I was losing bone, and I didn't even realize it. Besides bone loss, your cholesterol, body fat, and blood pressure can start shifting, and this can affect you for the rest of your life. Got the pooch? Right? I mean, right under art here. If you have the pooch, you know when you got it. It didn't start later, it started during perimenopause. This is why waiting till after perimenopause to start working on your bone density or your heart is actually too late. This is where your lifestyle is your most powerful tool. Start a weight training routine. I mean, I know it's nerve-wracking to go into a gym. I was intimidated the first time I went into a gym. I'd never been into a gym before with all that equipment and the muscle heads in the background clunking the weights. But you got to do it. I had somebody there show me how when they signed me up, and I fumbled through it for a while. And now I work out all the time with weights and the elliptical. Both of them are building bone. Did I do it during perimenopause? No, I'm trying to catch up now. Don't be like me. Work on your heart. Work on what you eat. You want high protein, healthy fats, low stress. I mean, try to relax. That's the worst thing in the world to say to somebody. How do you try to relax? But find ways that help you decompress. The proactive moves you make during perimenopause affect you your entire life. That's how important they are. Number 5 fact, painful sex is treatable and not something you have to endure. Okay, let's talk about something that is super common but often stays behind closed doors, and that's your vaginal health. You might notice that things feel a little different down there. Dryness, irritation, painful sex. The technical term is genitourinary syndrome of menopause, GSM. It's just not mentioned by the medical community. But because it's somewhat embarrassing for a lot of people, we don't bring it up to our doctor. And most of the time, the doctor is not going to bring it up to you. This leaves you suffering. You think that it's just something you have to put up with as part of aging. Well, I'm going to tell you that is absolutely not true. The culprit is declining estrogen. Estrogen leaves the vaginal tissues elastic, thicker, and lubricated. These are all important for comfortable sex. The fantastic part about all this is the most treatable part of perimenopause. You do not need to suffer. There are excellent over-the-counter lubricants you can use. And if it's really bad and you talk to your doc about it, he or she can prescribe a low dosage hormonal lubricant for you that will not be absorbed into your system. And most women do very well with it. So take the first step and talk to your doctor about this. If you're embarrassed, who cares? The doc doesn't care. They've heard it all and seen it all. Talk to him or her and get some help. This is a fixable thing. Number 6, your gut health is ground zero for hormonal balance. Your doc probably told you to eat healthy during all this, but they probably didn't tell you what that meant. It turns out that your gut is a major player in the turmoil of perimenopause. There's a growing body of research that shows how connected our gut health and our hormones are. Scientists have even identified a gut bacteria. Estrobolome works with your hormones to keep your gut healthy. If your gut is healthy, you're not getting some of the pain a lot of you have. But if your gut is a mess from poor eating habits, alcohol, and stress, it can't regulate estrogen. This can make the hormonal highs and lows even worse in perimenopause, which just contributes, as I mentioned, to the hot flashes, bloating, and irritability, all from food. This is why generic advice of just eat healthy just doesn't cut it. You need good food that nourishes your gut. And some of that good food is fiber. I mean, eat the roughage. If you have to use like a Metamucil, I mean, they don't make it as gritty as they used to. Remember how it used to be? It's not like that anymore. Sprinkle that on your food. Drink it. Get the fiber you need to keep your gut healthy. Add foods like yogurt. That's a great food to add for your gut. Cut down on the gut busters, like processed foods, sugar, and alcohol. Pretty easy to say, hard to do, I know. But if it'll help your mood swings and the hot flashes, might be worth trying. Supporting your gut health can be one of the most important ways you can help yourself through this transition. And number 7, lifestyle changes are not a suggestion. They're your most powerful weapon. This brings us to our most powerful truth. Doctors will say, you need to make some lifestyle changes. And when they say it, it's often just a soft suggestion after hormone replacement therapy is the best thing for you. For some, lifestyle changes are enough to manage their symptoms. And if they're using medication, it'll actually make it work better. I mean, if you're into the medication, if you're into hormonal replacement therapy, that's fine. It's up to you and every individual woman how they want to go that route. And if you don't want to go with hormonal replacement therapy, it's imperative that you make lifestyle changes. And I'm going to talk in another chat about some alternatives to hormonal replacement therapy that I found. You don't need to survive. You need to thrive. And lifestyle changes will help you do that. Understanding these 7 facts takes you from a place of confusion and suffering took a place of control and action. Perimenopause isn't an ending, it's a transition, and it's a place where you need to become proactive with your health. You have the power. You got this. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for the chat.